Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. And in this video I'm going to be taking on the Chosen King's Future level 180 Chaos Challenge quest. As part of the Act 2 final chapter part 1, that's a little bit of a mouthful. And for that I'm going to be bringing a team of Ardyn, Maria and Lilisette, which is literally the only team that you can bring to this goddamn thing, with Ardyn as a summon. So naturally, as you can see by my team lineup, this is basically going to be the Ardyn show. I did do some ticket pulls for him, and it took quite a few more, to be honest, than I was hoping that it was going to. But I came prepared, and I was not going to be walking away without his LD and his EX at minimum, which indeed I have now. I've got him fully geared up. These artifacts are a little bit meh, to be honest, because we don't actually have the raid event for any sort of artifact farming at the moment, unfortunately. And in fact, to be honest, his attack is so high, I'm seriously considering, let's just give him more max brave, I think he'll be fine with that. Yeah, so I don't have too many great artifacts for him at the moment. I do have his Bloomstone and everything else, and all his boards and shit, but yeah, I'm going to be waiting for the raid event before I do some super hard farming for it. Because I don't want to blow all my gold tokens. My Maria is very, very hastily put together as well. I just blew like 100 gold tokens on her. We just need attack 108s, you know what I mean? In fact, she's not really going to be doing very much in this quest. She's pretty much there. She's a warm body. You know what I mean? She's there, she does things, she does some battery, she does some damage, she's there for auras, but she's mostly there because we can't actually solo the thing with Ardyn. And then I have my Lilisette, who is pretty much as I left her in the first place. I do have two perfect Moonshade artifacts, which is pretty cool, and I am very, very disappointed that even to this day on the Japanese version she hasn't got any more love, and she's pretty much exactly the same character that we have now in global. Come on, justice for Lilisette, give her an LD. It's been forever, it's been too long. So I'm very, very pleasantly surprised with Ardyn actually, because I was initially quite reluctant to kind of pull for him, because I knew that really the only reason I was going to be pulling was to do the challenge quests, because I don't really need Ardyn on account of the fact that I have Noctis. And Noctis is absolutely bonkers, as you all know. You've seen plenty of content creators, myself included. I mean, I'm not really going to call myself a content creator, but you've seen plenty of people get ridiculous turn counts in just about everything by abusing Noctis, and it's like, when Lufenia hits, as long as you have enough characters to work around the orb conditions, you're not really going to need too much else. So Ardyn is just kind of a little bit redundant in that sense. Yeah, he's fun to play with, but he's just he's quote-unquote just a damage dealer. But after having played with him a little bit, I think calling him just a damage dealer does undersell him quite a bit, because he may only do damage, right? But he does a lot of it. He does a freaking lot of it. And he's actually surprisingly fun to play. Like, I've always enjoyed characters with free turn mechanics on break, like King, for example, and like Lightning. And I guess Jekt, although I never really played with Jekt very much. But Ardyn is one of those. But he also just does reams of damage just by his regular kit. So the fact that he can do that and then get free turns on top of it, it's awesome. So yeah, Maria doesn't even have her EX. She's not even booked. She's literally an MLB base EX, and her armor as well is not plus. I do need to save my books and my ingots for future characters. We do have those chocobo panels now, so that's going to be a nice relief for me going forwards in terms of actually restocking on stuff. But yeah, I'm playing it conservative for now, because you never know what's around the corner, and to be honest, I don't even know who I'm going to be deciding to build up. So yeah, I'm playing it conservative for the time being. So I am bringing Ardyn, of course, because part of Ardyn's kit is that you use his LD and he drops to 0 health and becomes unkillable. And of course that activates all the summon board passives that kick in when he's below a certain amount of health, including Ardyn, which will be a nice juicy 30% attack for him, and then 30% more during the summon phase. If I had an Enchant Imperil character, I would be using Diabolos, right? Because this 30% damage boost to element weakness is actually going to be notably stronger than a mere sort of 30% attack increase, because Ardyn already has like almost 400% worth of attack buffs as it is, so an extra 30% on top of that is nice, but it's not going to be groundbreaking. But like 30% extra weakness damage is very significant, and I personally think in Lufenia, in quests where you're going to be taking a lot of HP damage, if you can bring an Enchant Imperil character, Diabolos is going to be a good way of getting around bravery damage reduction. But for the time being, I'm just bringing Ardyn because you know, we're not going to need to worry about that too much. So, let's jump into it. We have 2 waves. The first wave is like 3 mannequins, and the second wave is a single target boss. It's going to be Ifrit, and it's basically like Ifrit in the World of Illusions Ultimate. What I'm going to be doing here is, you see here this Noctis starts out almost with his recast bar full, and when it actually reaches maximum charge, he's going to be using Conjure Armiger. So we definitely need to be bearing that in mind. So for my first move, I'm going to start off with a Warp Strike. The reason for that is that Ardyn has these spectral charge stacks above him, or as Kui calls them, the Fedora stacks, that you do have to get up to 5. So they actually increase by 1 every time you break an enemy with your skills. So obviously, as long as you play it smart, they're going to be pretty easy to keep at maximum stacks. I would recommend, personally, using Warp Strike, as in skill 1, to actually break the enemies, because when you break an enemy with Warp Strike, you actually get an extra boost to the self battery that you get afterwards. So I know I've seen some people that they'll use HP++ to break an enemy, and then they'll use a skill. In my opinion, you should use Warp Strike first, so you get the battery boost if you break someone, and then you use HP attack. But that's just my, that's my opinion. But I think it's more efficient that way. So anyway, I'm just gonna go straight in with one of his LDs. Let's get those buffs up as soon as possible, those passives, and yeah, let's just take it from there. Meanwhile, Maria, I've not sorted out Maria's skill order at all. She's badly neglected out here. 8 turns anti-imperial force. Yeah, let's get that arrow rain. We need that for the auras. Oh no, whatever will I do? 0 damage. And then let's get the sensual dance with Lilisette for the nice max brave up on everyone. So again, so you're going to see here, so I'm going to break Noctis with a Warp Strike. 94, and look, it goes straight to 55k brave. So that's like almost 200k damage just in one attack. And then we have a free skill on top of that as well. So that's, that's just glorious. And then we can use the HP attack. So I don't have Ardyn's burst weapon, I only have his LD. So we are going to have to at least pretend to be careful here. Of course, the great thing about this is that you can do... yeah, I'm just going to HP attack here. The great thing about this is that, like... Oh, I forgot my... Never mind, I forgot my train of thought. Anyway, let's carry on. Yeah, we do have to be somewhat careful with abilities, as I was saying, because we don't have the burst. So I'm just going to hit them all with a skill 1, so we get the speed debuff on everyone. And yeah, we can just let Ardyn get battered. These enemies do tend to favour targeting characters with the lowest health, in my experience. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do another HP. And let's do a skill 2. Do skill 2 after the HP attack, because we're all nice and low on bravery. And just look at all that damage, man. That's like... I mean, Noctis may be more turn efficient, because he gives everyone on the team free turns, but Ardyn is still, in my opinion, kind of a blast to play with. He's more fun than I thought he was going to be, even though I don't know how much I'm going to be using him outside of his actual events, if you know what I mean. Okay, so here we have his EX, which becomes the ++ version, as long as he's got 5 stacks of spectral charge, and this is... Well, just watch. Okay, so, and then, for good measure, he still gets the follow-up. He gets the follow-ups after everything. So that is a, it will instant break, it will re-break if the enemies are already broken, and it gives him a free skill afterwards. So you literally cannot go wrong with that thing. his skill 2 actually does give him a buff, a frame buff called Shadow Step. So if you can't break any enemies with that free skill, I do tend to just blow it on a skill 2. So even with underbuilt characters, this isn't really a challenge, because between Lilisette's debuffs and Ardyn's like everything, you're just not gonna have too many problems. So let's blow out EX on B over here. Just as I planned it. Okay, so let's do a warp strike over here. And let's HP attack over here. Oh, there's a little bit of a mistake on my part. But I'm sure even if we get broken, we'll be fine. I'll just use this EX. So we should have the Brave sat. Oh, it's only on the one that you target. Never mind. Never mind. Let's get that max bravery buff back up. Okay. I think A is in some serious need of taking more damage, but I've just noticed that our Overkill buff has dropped off, so I don't particularly want to use anything else. Let's use a Dark Tornado. Yeah, be careful about that, because when the Overkill buff drops off, if you've not healed up beforehand, you will just go straight to 1 HP, and it's not going to be pretty if you get killed at that point. That lock manikin really likes Maria for some reason. I'm going to be using proper shot here because of the splash damage. Let's see here, what can we do? Yeah, let's HP attack on A over here. And then we can use the EX. Very nice. Okay, so we have a free skill, and I can use it on this because we'll break C over there, so we'll get a nice free turn. And away you go. Excellent. And away you go. Probably. Hopefully. There we go. Excellent. There goes the first wave. And now we're on to Ifrit. Well, I am a little bit embarrassed to admit it, but I've actually had to reset the wave, and that's because I got a little bit greedy with Ardyn's damage towards the end, and the Overkill buff ended up dropping off, and I got killed like right at the last minute. So that is, yeah, something I'm pretty ashamed of, but never mind, let's just do it again. It's not particularly difficult as long as you don't get too greedy, and I am absolutely going to be using Warp Strike there to maximise the damage. Remove could just rotate into a HP attack. And yeah, I mean, this thing's not really much of a threat, to be honest, as long as you're not an idiot, because it definitely prioritizes the characters with the lowest health. And as Ardyn is basically dead, you can see it's going to be going after Ardyn all the goddamn time. So yeah, that's not a problem at all. Let's use skill 2 with Maria to keep her frame buff active, and then with Ardyn we have no fear, we're just going to go straight in for a Crystal 65. So his Overkill buff is about to wear off, but we do have some health, so we should be fine. So of course, not only does Overkill make him like unkillable, and I'm going to use proper shot here because we need some battery, but not only does it make him unkillable, but it also increases his attack and max bravery stats significantly. So you don't really need them right now, but you do need them more towards the end of the fight, when his defense starts getting extremely chunky. So yeah, generally speaking, if I can get a regular break into an EX, like if I can use HP attack to get the break and then rotate into the EX, then that is something I am absolutely going to do. So let's use EX here with Maria. Get that debuff on. Very nice. Rotate into skill 1, very nice, excellent. Free skill on Warp Strike, why not? I absolutely am going to do that. Yeah, let's use one right now. As expected, just go straight to the Blazing Embers, and I don't really care because I have the buff up. Let's do it. Let's go for it. All the damage. 99k plus 99k. That's 200k damage, and then we get a free turn. I mean, that doesn't scream abusive. Like, I don't know what does. The amount of damage this man puts out is bonkers. Now, I know it's synergy. I know that, but still, you gotta respect it. Refresh that Shadow Step. So we have a rather strange situation here. Let's use this, because this should give battery to everyone. Yep, there we go. Double turns, I'm not a big fan of double turns, but thankfully we do still have Overkill. So as you can see, as long as you're not too much of an idiot here, then Ifrit is really not too much of a big problem. Just make sure you have enough Brave on your characters and you have enough health on anyone not named Ardyn, and we should be Gucci, honestly. Very tempting to do that, but I'm not going to. I'll do this though. Ooh, I'll take a remove miss any day. Okay, let's pop the EX, and on Maria I'm actually going to pop her crystal 65. We do have a launch up. Which is kind of unfortunate. I wish the launch could have been over here, but what are you going to do? Very nice. And now Overkill has worn off, so I'm going to aim to go into summon basically as soon as I can. Excellent. Let's go. There we go, just do a regular HP attack, why not? Skill 1, and then I can rotate into a skill 1 with Ardyn, and then another follow-up attack. Excellent. So, let's try and spend some time with Overkill offline while we can, if that makes sense. Because we don't have enough... It won't last forever, essentially. It won't. Oh wow, really? We get to use the EX? Let's do it. I didn't expect that, actually. What I can do, though, is use one of these. And then one of these. And then one of these. Perfect. So it should be pretty much smooth sailing from here. It's interesting that the follow-up attack from the LD does less damage than the follow-up attack from either of the skills, and I'm going to put that down to character boards. Like, maybe if Ardyn gets his LD boards, then the potency on his follow-up attacks will also get increased as well. Yeah, you can do whatever the hell you like to me, so yeah, Blazing Embers, very, very nice, very cute. Yeah, it's just pretty much a DPS race just to get the thing dead. Should have EX on next turn. Which we do. I know we could use EX, but I am going to use skill 1. Because I want the battery. Okay, and yeah, this should be pretty much it. And there we go. So that's going to be my completion run of the Ardyn challenge quest in 53 turns, which is a fair bit better than I did the last time, to be honest. So yeah, as I said, even though Ardyn's pretty much strictly a damage-only character, he does so much of it, and his mechanics are interesting enough that I think I'm going to enjoy playing around with him. I can't say that I'm going to be bringing him into that many Luffys, unless it's kind of like debuff immunity ones where Noctis gets shut down. And definitely when Conjure comes along, he's going to be taking priority. But until then, like definitely for the next couple of events, I'm going to be having some fun with this. And yeah, I'm going to say that I'm probably going to throw some tickets at the Kimari event simply because I don't want the completion streak to be broken now. I mean, we've come this far, so why not carry on? Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I hope everyone enjoyed, maybe took a little bit from it. If anyone has done some pulls, I wish you all the best of luck. And until the next time, take care, and goodbye.